When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. Anything your heart desires will come to you.
One of my roommates did the Disney Parks tag, and I am going to be doing that as well because I think it's a fun way to introduce myself. So yeah, here we go. So my name is Zoe. I am 21 years old. I live in Boston, and I will be flying down to Florida, and I'll be doing the fall program at Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida. My check-in date is in 6 days, so soon. And I love Disney. I grew up on Disney. My absolute favorite. I listen to Disney music all the time whenever I'm studying or working on a project or doing something I need to focus on. It actually really helps me focus on a lot of things. So Disney is really magical and helpful to me. Alright, first question. Disney Parks tag. First time you went to Disney? First time I went to Disney, I believe I was in 2nd grade, I think. So I was either 7 or 8 years old, and I've been there 5 times in total, 4 times with my family and 1 time with friends. And I would say they're different. Both ways are a ton of fun. Like when you're with your family, you get to do all these fun things. They pay for everything. And yeah, it's fun. But also when you go with your friends, like, yeah, you get to be a little bit more smart when you're spending your money, but it's also a lot more fun to stay at the parks really late and hang out with your friends. It's a lot of fun. Favorite park? My favorite park is Magic Kingdom, just because I love the castle so much, because Cinderella is my favorite princess. So since it's her castle, I love it so much. Also, I love all of the rides in the Magic Kingdom, and 2 of my favorite rides are there, which are Haunted Mansion and Big Thunder Mountain. Even though Big Thunder Mountain's going to be refurbished while I'm there for half my program, which is really sad. But yeah, a bunch of my favorite rides are there, and it's such a magical place, and I just love going there. Favorite land in Magic Kingdom? Let me think. I would say Fantasyland, just because of how cute and adorable it is. But I think in terms of rides, I would say either Adventureland or Tomorrowland, because those places are awesome. Tomorrowland has Space Mountain, which I went on for the first time when I went last year, and it was so much fun. I also love the Buzz Lightyear ride. It's one of my favorite games to play. Game rides. And I love Adventureland because I love Jungle Cruise. One of my favorite rides. I also love the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. I also love Frontierland, but you know that I'm just saying every single land. Favorite Disney Resort hotel? I would say my favorite hotel would be the Beach Club. Whenever I went with my family, we've stayed at the Beach Club the most times, and I just think it's absolutely beautiful. And it has the best pool ever because there's a giant pirate ship slide, which I loved going down. And it's right next to the boardwalk, so it's always fun to walk on the boardwalk at night if you want to get some dinner there. It also has Cape May restaurant, which I love. We ate there for a lot of character breakfasts, and yeah, there's a lot of things I just love about it. It's within walking distance of Epcot, which is a lot of fun. Favorite snack in Disney? You know, I'm gonna be that person. Dole Whip, definitely Dole Whip. I tried it for the first time when I went last year. I absolutely love it because pineapple was one of my favorite fruits. So when you combine that into a frozen dessert snack type thing, it's just wonderful. But yeah, it's so good, so good. Favorite table service and favorite counter service restaurant? Okay. I would say my favorite table service would either be Citricos in the Grand Floridian or Les Chefs de France in the France Pavilion of Epcot. Wow, I spaced for a second. Yeah, I would say those are probably two of my favorites. I also really love Cape May Cafe, but at the Beach Club. But that's buffet style, and that was character breakfast. So I don't know if that counts, but I think it counts because it's at that. So I would say that's definitely my favorite place in terms of table service, but actual like serving, it's the other two. Counter service or quick service, I would say would be Friar's Nook in Magic Kingdom because their mac and cheese is out of this world. All right, favorite ride. Well, as I said before, two of my favorite rides are Haunted Mansion and Big Thunder Mountain, and both are in Magic Kingdom. So much fun. Love them both. Or the Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin ride. Those are my top three favorites. Not a huge roller coaster person, so as much as Big Thunder Mountain is a roller coaster, but it's a less intense of a roller coaster. But like Space Mountain, I do like. It's a bit more intense. I went on Everest for the first time when I went last year. It was a little scary, but I did enjoy it. But my favorite rides are kind of the more like not as intense ones. Favorite show. That's hard. I haven't seen that many shows, unfortunately, because I've actually never been to Hollywood Studios, and I know there's a lot of shows there. I would say my favorite show would have to be Festival of the Lion King in Animal Kingdom because I absolutely love the Lion King. Everyone in the show is so talented. The show is incredible in this giant space, and the audience participation in it with making the animal sounds just absolutely wonderful. And the people who were going on, like swinging through the air and flying through the air during the show, it's absolutely incredible. Favorite parade? Ugh, probably the electrical parade. So cool. So cool. It's all lit up and like the animals crawling around. Favorite fireworks? Definitely Wishes. Amazing. I have no words to describe Wishes. I cry every time I see it. Amazing. What color is your magic band? Well, I don't actually have a magic band. But I think if I were to have a magic band, it would be pink, because pink is my favorite color. Favorite character to meet? I think my favorite character that I have met is, for me, every time I meet a character, it's a different experience. And each one kind of makes the meet magical for you in a different way, depending on who that character is. So I would say my favorite face character to meet would be Rapunzel, because she's so funny, and she always talks about Pascal and Flynn, and she's just so sassy and wonderful. Her fur character to me is Minnie, because she's adorable, and she makes me happy every time I see her, and she has been my favorite fur character to meet ever since I went to the park for the first time. Character you wish to meet? Gaston. Top of my list. Absolute top of my list. When I went to the parks last year, I went to Magic Kingdom, and me and my friends were so determined. We were walking to the back where we could meet Gaston right away, but he was not out that day, and we were so sad. So we didn't get to meet Gaston, and I was very upset. So right now, that is the character who I want to meet the most, and I really want to get a picture of him dipping me and me staring longingly into his eyes. Or a really sassy picture. Either one, but the dip one is more what I'm trying to aim for right now. Favorite Disney memory? Okay, so other than going to Disney with my friends last year as opposed to with my parents, because you see a lot more and you do a lot more things that you wouldn't do it with your family, or when you're with your friends, and they were some of my closest friends. It was just so much fun. I would say a specific Disney memory, though, was the first time I ever went to Disney, when I was about 7 or 8. I had this huge fear of costumed characters. I was afraid of their giant heads. And seeing something with a giant head freaked me out to no end. So I was extremely excited to go to Disney for the first time because, like I said, I grew up on Disney. It's one of my favorite things ever. But I was so nervous because I didn't want to meet these characters with these giant heads. They were terrifying. I went to Disney, and as we are walking in to the Magic Kingdom, it's raining because, you know, it rains a lot there. We're wearing these giant ponchos that we bought. We're walking under the bridge to enter the park, and this is a magical moment in itself. Mickey and Minnie were underneath that bridge. I have not seen them or any characters there since, but they were under the bridge, and there was practically no line for them. I'm pretty sure there were like 2 people in line for them. So immediately we got in line because we're like, wow, this isn't going to happen again. But I start freaking out because there they are with their giant heads. Heads weren't as big as I thought they were going to be, but they were still really big. So I was like clutching on my mom, so scared. And then when it came to our turn, my brother and my sister went into the picture with Mickey and Minnie, and they were trying to get me to go in, but I refused. And the character attendant was so nice, trying to ease me into the picture, to talk me through it, to make me a little less nervous, but I still wasn't really doing anything. But then Minnie, the sweet amazingness that she is, she got down closer to my height, and she kind of moved her hand kind of like this to welcome me over, say that everything was okay, and I kind of got that from her. And I slowly made my way over there, and as soon as I got there, she gave me a huge hug, and she gave me a kiss, and it was adorable, and I giggled, and I smiled, and my parents were so happy that I was actually smiling. And so we finally took a picture, and the picture itself is really funny because I'm not actually hugging Minnie or really doing anything. I'm standing there, my arms by my side, and she's hugging me in tightly to her for the picture. But the smile on my face is so big. Like, you can see me grinning from ear to ear, like I am so happy. But I think I'm also just laughing really hard at what's happening. And once the picture was over, she gave me another kiss and another hug, and then she waved bye to me, and I waved bye to her, and I was so much happier, and I felt so much better. I was still a little nervous to meet some of her characters, though, because of their big heads, even though their heads really aren't that big. But this was like small me, little me. So like I slowly went along, and I grew more comfortable. The face characters, absolutely no problem. Like the princesses, loved meeting the princesses. But, you know, Goofy took some time. I want to say we ran into some of the country bears. I don't really know, but I refused to go near them. There were quite a few characters where I was like, I absolutely refused, but it was okay. But ever since then, Minnie has been one of my absolute favorite characters to see every time that I go to Disney, just because of the magic that she created for me when I was there. And yeah, so that's my favorite Disney memory. Nice and long one. But yeah, so that's the Disney tag. If you want to do it, go for it. I leave in 5 days, which is so soon. And I'm super excited to get down there and meet all of my, hopefully, roommates. We were all able to link together, so most likely that means we're going to be rooming together, but we won't know until we get down there. Fingers crossed. They're all amazing. Courtney, Marnie, Deanna, Madison, and Amy. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Have a magical day.